What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on Undisputed, they're going to be talking about Aaron Rodgers and how he has not officially met his new head coach yet. So let's see what they have to say about that.
Jennings, good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
So are you surprised there hasn't been a face-to-face meeting?
You know, I am surprised that there still hasn't been a face-to-face meeting. Understanding that it is the offseason and players take the offseason to get away from football and get away from what they're going to be entrenched in for the long haul. Totally understand that. But in this situation, it's different. It's just different because when I look at Aaron Rodgers, when you say Aaron Rodgers and you say the Green Bay Packers, the success lies in his hands. They win if he's on the field. And if he's healthy, they lose if he's not on the field and if he's not healthy. And so when you bring in a new coach and the exit of your former coach was due to a lot of conflict or clash, if I will, between Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. Now, mind you, they weren't winning, but that relationship had faltered. It was always
been a reason why they weren't winning.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it does get kind of weird when you're supposed to be working with somebody and you meet them or you don't talk to them over the phone and you go a month or two without officially meeting them and you're supposed to work with this person. You're supposed to be tight-knit with the person. You're supposed to have the type of relationship that a quarterback and head coach is supposed to have, and you guys haven't quite met yet. It can get kind of awkward and weird because you've met, but you haven't really quite met yet. And, you know, people can start thinking, does this person like me? Does this person have a problem with me? How come we haven't talked? How come we haven't officially met up? So it can get kind of weird, but I don't know. Let's keep going.
It was always something there that just wasn't right. And so when I look at that, if I'm the fan base, if I'm just a fan of sport, I understand that Matt LaFleur understands it. He said it. I know how important this relationship is. Well, the relationship hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
So in a situation like that, since he's the head coach and he's coming to a new team, I think that maybe LaFleur should probably reach out a little more efficiently to go talk to Aaron Rodgers, even if he has to go see Aaron Rodgers or meet Aaron Rodgers someplace, even though Aaron Rodgers may not want to meet him. You know, I think the head coach, you have to take the initiative to go and talk to the quarterback. So I don't know, but let's keep going.
Because you don't really start a relationship. You can talk to someone, but when you meet them, what's the first thing? Man, it's great to finally meet face to face. Put a name to a face.
Boys, yeah.
Like that's when the relationship truly starts, and you can truly start to build something. Because now I see your mannerisms, I see your body language, I see how you either are you receptive to what I'm saying, or are you just kind of deflecting? And so right now, there's none of that taking place, and I don't like it because, again, if this team is going to be successful, it is not going to be Matt LaFleur. It is going to be Aaron Rodgers and how he embraces Matt LaFleur and how he takes this team moving forward on his shoulders and carries them to some wins.
How quickly were you able to connect with Aaron as a rookie?
Right away.
In off-season?
Off-season, I remember being in the team dining and going over to get a drink and Aaron coming up to me and saying, this is going to be us. This is going to be our squad in a couple years.
Well, I would say him and Aaron Rodgers and Mr. Jennings meeting is probably a little bit different because that was years ago. And that was probably, I guess, Aaron Rodgers hadn't built up his as much clout and much pull as he might have now. So at times it would be a little bit different from when they first met to now. So just keep that in mind. Let's keep going.
It put a smile on my face because I knew what he was alluding to. We never spoke of it.
Right.
But it was like, that's the type of guy that I want to play with.
Right.
And we had a ton of success together.
You did.
I agree with what you're saying. I think this is unacceptable. I think Aaron should have just flown, even if it's just for the day, for the introductory press conference. Just come in to show his face because he's always.
Now hold on, Shannon. Keep your morals, keep your logic consistent with everybody. Treat all the athletes the same. Don't talk about what Aaron Rodgers should have done. He should have gone and met the coach. Or he should have just flown in, even if it's just for a quick handshake. What about that one guy that's in L.A. right now that didn't want to meet his coach? But you're all over his back. You're cool with him. You guys know what I'm talking about, that guy in L.A. He just came over to play for the Lakers. He didn't want to meet his head coach. But now Shannon wants to jump on Aaron Rodgers because he didn't meet his head coach, because he's not reaching out. Shannon, keep the same logic, keep the same standards, keep the same morals for everybody. Let's keep going.
He has to get past this moniker or this stigma of him being aloof. And this is unacceptable. Now, I'm sure Matt LaFleur, but it seems to me, I follow Aaron a little bit, and he's over here, and he's in Paris, and he's doing what he's doing. But I just think it's very interesting. Something that you really wanted, he'll never say this publicly, you wanted to change at the helm at the head coach. Okay, they acquiesced. Not only did they get rid of him before, they got rid of him before the season. To give them a fresh look, say they want to get an early start, a head start. Well, considering you couldn't talk to anybody that was coaching at the time anyway, I don't get why they did that. But Skip, for me, Aaron should have just, you know what, I'm going to fly in for the introductory press conference. I'm going to shake his hand, do a great look, just to make it.
Okay, everybody. So take out Aaron Rodgers' name and insert LeBron James with everything that Shannon Sharpe is saying. Take out Aaron Rodgers' name and insert LeBron James' name for everything that Shannon Sharpe is saying. Now, I hate to bring up another sport or LeBron James again, but just to show you that Shannon Sharpe doesn't use his same logic and standards for everybody. So let's just keep going.
Look, because this looks like I ain't interested. I'll be back when I absolutely have to be. And let me tell you something. I don't know, you've never had to do it. But let me tell you something about old long-distance relationships, Skip Bayless. Boy, hey, you got to put a lot of time in. And long-distance relationship will work if you've been in a relationship before.
Yes.
And then the other party understands that I got to go away for a while, but this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. But to start off with a long-distance relationship, and then we go 1, 2, 3 months without seeing each other, oh, that thing doomed.
Like I said, take out Aaron Rodgers' name and insert LeBron James' name and apply it to everything Shannon Sharpe just said. Let's keep going.
It's doomed. I'm just saying. Not that I know anything about long-distance relationships.
I'm sure you have no idea.
A little bit.
I am astounded by this. But it cements the fact that what I said from day one is the truth. That basically this young man, and he's only 39 years of age, was basically hired to be the assistant head coach of the Green Bay Packers. That Aaron will have final say.
He'll be in charge.
And it may have been that way the last 2 years with Mike McCarthy. And I am intrigued that there's a new ESPN interview that Mike did. I think it's going to air
today,
I did see
but that.
We got to hear some tidbits of it. And Mike McCarthy said that the Packers couldn't have handled his firing any worse. Any worse. So that got ugly, but it seemed like it was lovey-dovey because he got to go back the next day after he was fired, talk to the team.
Talk to coaches.
Okay. I don't know about that. Maybe there's a whole nother side to this story. So Matt LaFleur, again, everybody says he's good people and he can talk ball with the best of them, and I get all that. I'm sure he's a good guy and a pleasure to be around. But what has he done? What has he proven? For 1 year, he was the offensive coordinator under Sean McVay here with the Rams. Well, that's not offensive coordinator. You're just like kind of the
You got the job and title.
Okay.
Sean McVay's calling the plays.
He's doing everything. The game plan, it's all him. Then you leave, and for 1 year, which was last year, you're the Titans offensive coordinator, and they finished 27th in points scored.
Oh, that's on his resume?
Yeah, that's on his resume.
Oh, I'm no see for the Titans.
Okay. That's it. Period. End of story. You haven't been a head coach, and you haven't really done much as a coordinator.
So what that points to, Skip, that points to management and owners. Now, I know Green Bay is owned by the city or however it works there, but the upper management, that has to do with them. That has to do with you. You guys picked a head coach that has very little experience. And it's not like Aaron Rodgers is a rookie and we can all start on the same page and start fresh. Aaron Rodgers is a veteran quarterback on a veteran team. And they decide to pick a rookie head coach. And not only that, Aaron Rodgers and LaFleur are pretty much in the same age bracket. So it's going to be hard for Aaron Rodgers to be a Super Bowl winner, Hall of Fame veteran, and listen to some guy that's just barely older than he is, that's not really going to quite work. Because it's like, what are you going to tell me? For one thing, even if you were experienced, what are you going to tell me? And we're the same age? I hate to bring it up again, but it's the same thing with LeBron James and Luke Walton. It's going to be hard for when they're both peers, it's going to be hard for him to listen to him and tell him what to do when he doesn't really have respect for him because we're both the same age. I've done more than you have. So once again, I hate to bring up basketball, but I like to apply certain principles that carry all over. So let's keep going.
Mostly worked your way up from the bottom very quickly,
Right.
I might add, because you're good people. And now you've got a premier NFL head coaching job for an original NFL cornerstone franchise in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and you know it well. And this is an honor, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is Vince Lombardi.
But
right?
he might have the toughest job. Forget the cornerstone franchise. Skip, you might be coaching the toughest
I agree.
QB in all of football.
Yes.
Because we know he's kind of mercurial. He has his ways.
There's no might to that.
Okay.
He is the
Like I said, go ahead and take out Aaron Rodgers' name and insert LeBron James' name. I'm sorry to keep bringing it up, but I have to. So let's keep going.
toughest, in my opinion, and in probably most opinion, the toughest quarterback to coach because he knows so much and he's so skillful.
Yeah, he's so
that
gifted.
there's not a whole lot that you can bring to the table that is new.
Right.
So that's the problem. It's what you're talking about, and you can continue, is the problem. What can you offer me?
What are you gonna tell him? Hey, you need to step and throw. You need to, step and throw in this through right. Just come back. You need to pivot a little bit more, Aaron.
The reason why it bothers me is because when you lose players like a Randall Cobb and a Jordy Nelson and Clay Matthews and all these players, and you hear Aaron Rodgers say things like, I wasn't made aware or I should have been in on those conversations. Now you have an opportunity where you can be in on the conversation from the get-go.
Okay.
With your head coach. You can set a precedent with him, letting him know, like, look, this is you and I. This is going to work. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it work. I just want to stay in the loop. I want you to be honest with me up front. Keep me abreast of what's taking place and what you're thinking moving forward. He has an opportunity here, and it's like he's just playing it the way he wants to play it because he has the power, he has the control, and as you alluded to, at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is going to call the shots.
You work for me. I'll come meet you when it's convenient for me.
Skip, you remember how outspoken he was when they fired his quarterback coach, Alex Van Pelt? Do you remember how upset he was when they let Jordy Nelson go? He didn't say a word about Mike McCarthy. He said,
Oh, he didn't? He didn't say that? Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Hold on. The quarterback coach, you spit flames. The man that basically said, you know what? We ready to move on. We going to move on from you, Brett. We going to get this thing to Aaron, win a Super Bowl, couple of MVPs. He can't even get a thank you. He can't get hey, thanks for all the memories, Coach McCarthy. I'm sorry it ended this way. But this, Skip, he comes across as mercurial. He comes across as aloof. You got a new head coach, and the man talk about, oh, yeah, we talked on the phone. What good is talking on the phone?
Yeah.
You might.
Well, you know what? That's just the way it is. That's just the way Aaron Rodgers is. That's what you're dealing with. That's the type of caliber person you might have to deal with if you're dealing with a veteran Super Bowl winning quarterback that pretty much has the full reins to the team. That's what you have to deal with. So knowing that, being a head coach, you have to take the initiative to go talk to Aaron Rodgers so you guys can have some type of rapport. That's what happens when you have a type of caliber player that Aaron Rodgers is. He's probably going to be arrogant as heck. So you have to go talk to him because it's his team, really. So let's keep going.
He getting catfish. That might not even be him you talking to.
You don't even know.
Yeah, come on. Skip, I'm not going to put it all on Aaron. I'm not going to put it. But at some point, at this point in time, these two should have met face to face. I don't care, Aaron, if you're going to your parents, or I don't care. You at the race trip, which he's not driving anymore. So I don't care if you're fishing. I don't care what's going on. You could have taken at least a day.
Thank you.
To come meet the man and say, man, it's going to be a pleasure working with you. Look, clean thing. Whatever you heard about me is true. I am tough to deal with. But I tell you what, I'm a gifted son of a gun. I'm the baddest quarterback in the NFL. Contrary to what that...
Exactly. And what you want to do, first impressions are everything. People don't realize that, but first impressions can really set the tone for what's going to happen. It's hard to change what you think about somebody or someone's impression about you. It's hard to change that when the first thing they see is a certain reaction or a certain attitude from you. It's hard for them to unsee that when that's the first thing that they give to you. That's the first attitude that they get from you. So first impressions mean everything. And I keep saying it with all these players going to different teams, with Antonio Brown, with Odell Beckham Jr., with LeBron James, between Luke Walton and Le'Veon Bell, all these different players. Your first impression means everything. When you get to your team, you're talking to your coaches, first impression is everything. So let's keep going.
I was skipping Shannon, say the one that sits across from Shannon Sharpe. He said there's another guy better than me. It ain't true. And I'm going to show you.
It's only what I have said. For like the last 7 years, I have said arrogant, aloof, difficult, hard on receivers, hard on teammates.
Hard on
gifted.
coaches.
I give you gifted. Gifted. But I wish I could be a fly on this wall in this meeting room. The first time that Matt LaFleur brings up Aaron Rodgers last year shattered the NFL record for throwaways, in which he took one look and said, it could be an interception. I'll just throw it.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, seriously, that's what he did. Because
Well, I don't know, Skip. I think I'd rather have throwaways than interceptions all day, every day. So I can't argue with that, especially sitting there looking at film. The best bet, err on caution and throw the rock away. Don't take a chance of getting it picked off. So let's keep going.
That's high IQ. He's the LeBron James of the National Football League, because you're thinking, okay, I need this statistically. I don't want to throw interceptions. That looks bad on your resume. So the first time Matt LaFleur says, Aaron, they're looking at tape, you should have tried that throw. You got a big arm. You could have forced that throw through that crack. You could have gotten that ball.
How's that going to go? Yeah.
We don't force things here.
Okay. Well, how will that go?
I love how you try to put up LeBron. Oh, LeBron knows his stat. You just said, what about KD? When KD said, I knew I hadn't missed any shots, or I knew I had done this.
No, that's why KD is even better than LeBron now.
One thing
Shannon, don't be trying to jump on Kevin Durant. Let's jump on your boy LeBron. Don't be pulling shots on KD. We can pull the same shots on LeBron James with all the stuff that you try to apply to Aaron Rodgers, but you can't apply to your boy. So let's keep going.
I'm not going to do is tell Aaron Rodgers how to play quarterback.
Nah.
I'm not going to do that.
Things. I just wasn't as surprised, but you guys have convinced me how bad this is, considering how many months it has been.
Yes.
There should have been some kind of an effort. Sometimes you do those meetings just because you have to.
Right.
Just to start off
just
on
come
the right
in the
foot.
middle of the night. Just please.
Something. Wow.
Aaron Rodgers flies private jet, so he'll never be
inconvenienced
with delays or anything like that. You just fly in for the day.
Complete
control. Man, great to meet you. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Let's get this thing. We're the Packers. We're supposed to be in the playoffs. We're supposed to contend for titles. And thanks for coming and believing in me.
And there's no more discussion.
That's it.
And
there you go.
Do that for 5 minutes. Back up I go.
Sounds easy.
That's what I would do, Skip, if I had that
when
kind of
you're Aaron. Okay, Greg, always good to have you with us. Thanks for being here. Our Coach K and Duke done with the